Hello there and welcome to another episode of World of Tanks on Gainly Titan. We're here on Thiepval Ridge and I'm in the T67 Tier 5 American tank destroyer, and the observer will notice I have 2 marks of excellence. I actually got the 2 marks of excellence on the previous game to this one, and I had recorded the game and I thought about showing it to you, but it was actually a really crap, boring game. Despite the fact that I got a second class mastery in the previous game, I did it more by accident than design. I made some very poor decisions. I spent a lot of time sitting around looking at an endless stretch of sand along the airfield while the battle went on along the coast. I had a little timely intervention to stop a cap where I shot a T1 Heavy that wasn't looking at me. Then I took a pile of damage for no good reason other than to shoot artillery from a KV-1. Went off and farmed the entire hit points of an AFK Churchill, and then died from the KV-1 later on. Not a lot happened, but I did very well experience-wise, mostly because of that AFK Churchill. This is a much more interesting game, at least the bits of it that I've recorded. Don't worry, I've recorded all the gameplay, or at least all the gameplay that I was involved in. I think for some point when I died, I probably got called away by the real world to do something else. But anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. First customer's arrived and we've delivered some damage, but he's gone in under my guns and I'd have to expose myself and reveal my presence if I was to do any more to him. Not quite prepared to do that at the moment because there are other tanks nearby that are better equipped and more suited to do this. There's a medium heading over in his direction and there's a heavy at the other side of that road if he makes it past the medium. So I'm going to stick to my position here, and somebody has tracked a Scud in the middle of the trenches. So I'll take the opportunity to throw some ammunition in his general direction and farm some damage. And we get the kill. So now we just look around, see what else is available. Something's crossing the middle of the trenches there. It's a KV-1. So we put a few rounds into him, damage the tracks, damage the engine, but I've been spotted, so I'm pulling out because I don't know what friends he has or who else is up there or what else might be happening. And hanging around too much when you're spotted is a bad habit that I'm trying to break. Mostly I do nowadays. I'm a lot better than I used to be. Big juicy OI experimental there. We'll knock a few points off of him. But there's a lot of tanks, or at least there's 2 of them. There's a KV-1 and a Churchill, both crossing the open ground here to the northeast, and I'm going to start putting damage into the Churchill. Not too successfully so far. He's moving back and forth, and therefore his armor's not being presented. Somebody must obviously get rid of the KV-1. We've managed to get a couple of nice hits into the Churchill, and there isn't much left of him. I don't again want to stick myself out over the ridgeline because I don't know who else is there. He may have friends further back. However, now we're here and there's not much happening. We're a couple of tanks up, so I move forward up into here to the edge, see if I can catch anything. Nothing appears to be popping up immediately. And we have a heavy tank that's just pushing along the river line, and there's another medium heading out into the trenches, so I've decided that it's time for me to do a bit of moving as well. We're 3 tanks up at the moment, so it's and I've done 10 damaging ribbons. So I've already had a respectable game in terms of damage, and I can afford to do a bit more, to be a little bit more adventurous. So I'm going to pull on in this area here between 2 of these trench lines, and try not to expose too much of my tank at any given point in time. Somebody spotted artillery, and from the ribbon coming up was probably me. So there's a bison making a run for it. And if I can work out exactly how fast he's going, I should be able to kill him. So we managed that, pull back down. No longer spotted, so it was him that was spotting me, and I'm going to push forward once again. We're now 6 tanks up, so we're doing pretty okay. I think the game's pretty much in the bag. It's just a question of what we can get now in terms of damage. So, crossing the river, Sixth Sense goes off. I start swerving and jinking, and there's an artillery spotted there on the ridge ahead of me. However, by the time we get around the buildings, he's been taken care of, and I just continue on. Sixth Sense is still up, but I'm not particularly worried about it at this point in time. Last remaining artillery, and seems to be unaware that the flank is falling around him. Still busy doing his long-range artillery thing, and that's the end of him. And on we go. Somebody's demanding that we defend the flag. I don't see why. There's nobody anywhere near it. So I push on over here. One of our artillery's out of ammo, and I spot a full health Stug. Now this could be trouble. He's got a decent sized gun. I was kind of hoping to track him, and I was hoping I'd get some help from the medium tank, but no such luck. We've taken a hit, we've taken another hit. One more shot to do it, but I'm not going to get the shot off, and that's the end of me. It's the end of the Stug, and there's only one tank remaining. Now I do flick around, and I finish up pointing the camera at this guy, who also has 2 marks of excellence, and this is where the camera remains for the rest of the game. Just pointed at that guy, and he's more or less jinking up and down at the same spot. So we just cut to the end. We get the initial score screen, and for some reason again I didn't record my placement by XP, but as you can see I got a high caliber, first class mastery, and of course my 2 marks of excellence. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you again soon. Please consider giving it a like if you enjoyed the video, and the channel a subscription. Anyway, goodbye, and I'll see you again.